Hare Krishna. So we continue with our discussion on how to bring our sadhana, our devotional practice, to level of nishtha, how to achieve stable devotional service, fixed devotional service. Of course, we know that this is most requisite if we want to spiritually progress, because only by fixed devotional service we can attain taste. And as we said many times in our lectures, we are Ananda-Mayobhyasat. We are pleasure-seeking living entities. And we want pleasure. Every our word, every our action, every our thought, in fact, is searching for pleasure, if we know it or not. And so we all want to taste the nectar. Yes, this is our eternal position, not just temporary, but eternal position. So, in order to taste the nectar, to taste the devotional service, we should be fixed. Yes, because nectar comes from being fixed, even in the material world. If I'm sure you have this experience yourself. For example, if you're really in a hurry and you hurry up with your prasadam, you notice that you didn't taste anything. You don't even know what did you eat. Do you have such experience? That you're really in a hurry and just throwing something in your... or for example, if we are focused on something else, we notice that we are hurt, but we don't remember when we get hurt. Do you have this experience? Yes. Once Mataji Devaki, I believe you all know her. She's senior Mataji. She's coming also here sometimes. She was a handball goalkeeper in her youth. Have you heard this story? No. And she was so absorbed in the game, in keeping the goal, that she didn't notice that she broke her wrist. Only after the game she noticed that her hand is like this. She broke her wrist, but she didn't notice in the fire of the game. So, if we are not absorbed in something, we cannot taste this. We should know this. And for example, this prototype of scientist who works all day and night in some laboratory and he forgets to eat. He's tasting the pleasure of his scientific research. But if we are not absorbed, we cannot taste anything. So, to be fixed is the must if we want to get ruchi, taste. Yes, and only taste will bring us deep attachment, asakti, deep attachment. Without ruchi, without taste, there will be no asakti, no deep attachment, because we are attached to those things that bring us taste. And if we are not fixed, we cannot taste anything. So we should become fixed to taste the nectar of devotional service and to become really deeply attached to it. And by deep attachment, bhava awakens. Deep feeling to please Krishna. And from bhava, it's just a small step to prema, to pure, unalloyed love to Krishna. So we should get to fixed devotional service. And in order to develop this taste and this determination and to be fixed in devotional service, of course we must follow the process. Without following the process, nothing is achieved. In any aspect of our life, even material world, if we don't follow the process, nothing is achieved. For example, if there is some scientific proof, there should be also given a process how you achieve this proof. Otherwise, it's not valid. And this process should be such that you can repeat the process and you achieve the same result. If you don't achieve the same result, that means that your result is false. Or it's not repeatable, at least. So your process is not valid path to this result. So yes, we should follow the process to attain the desired result, and in this our case is fixed devotional service, nishta bhakti. And the process is explained by Rupa Goswami in Upadeshamrita, Nectar of Instruction. And the name itself is self-explanatory. Yes, it's instruct us how to achieve our goals, and it's really magic book. The Nectar of Instruction goes from the beginning till the utmost perfection in 18 verses. No, in 11 verses. In 11 verses. 18 verses is Ishopanishad. 11 verses. It's brief but complete. It's a magical book. So, second and third verse of Upadeshamrita explain what should not be done and what should be done. And Rupa Goswami explains, Atyahara prayasascha prachalpaniya magraha jana sangas chalolyam cha shadbir bhaktir vinashati. There are 6 items that destroy our devotional service. Vinashati means to destroy. And first is atyahara. Basically, it is attachment to our body. Atyahara means eating too much. Ahara is eating, and ati means too much. Atyahara, eating too much. And we can check if we have, if you are overweight, if you are eating too much. As simple as that. Because we don't eat just to be healthy, but also to enjoy. Isn't it? So we don't have proper mentality. We don't honor prasad, but we try to enjoy prasad. So we are not in the role of a servant, but enjoyer. Therefore, overeating is destroying our bhakti, and it's mentioned first. This overeating or over-collecting things. So if we collect too much things, this is also a great impediment in our devotional practice. We mentioned today that we should live simply. This is our philosophy. Simple living, high thinking. Yes. By living simply, you are free. Because you're not attached, you're not entangled, and you don't have to work so much to acquire things. If you have simple living. Yes. So simple living is really beneficial for devotional service. Then atyahara prayasa. Prayasa is over endeavoring for material goals. Yes. Over endeavoring. So we want to achieve something, but why we should achieve something material? Why we should strive so much for material achievements? That means that we are attached to some material result, either glory or money or whatever. So that is, of course, distracting us from the path of pure devotional service, because if we over strive for something, we don't have time for proper sadhana. And we can see many times that people don't have time for sadhana, especially in Grihastha ashram. They're catching their rounds all day long. And this is also extremely bad example for their children, because, as I said, we are anandamayos besat. We are pleasure-seeking living entities. And if children see that this is a kind of burden for us, devotional practice, they don't want to take to it. They want to avoid it. I don't want to be burdened. I want to enjoy. I want to be happy. But this is just burden for you, I can see. So, yes. Atyahara, prayasa, over-endeavoring for material achievements. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha. Prajalpa means basically gossip. So gossiping about other people is detrimental. And it's so ingrained in us, this gossip, that I read somewhere many years ago, even before Krishna consciousness, but it stuck to my mind because it was so ridiculous, in fact. Some bishop, Christian bishop from South America, protested that this gossip shouldn't be counted as sin, because everyone is doing it and no one can go around it. So it shouldn't be counted as a sin. So we should know how deeply is this gossip in our heart, gossip mentality, and we should avoid it by all means. Yes. Because gossip destroys our devotional service. This destroys our inclination to devotional service. Because gossip means I am the Lord, and I gossip those people because I want to prove to myself and to all others that they are not the Lord. They are conditioned living entities, full of faults. But I'm not like this. Yes. So, even thinking in this way is detrimental. What to speak of speaking it? Atyahara prayasasya prajalpo niyamagraha. Niyamagraha is very interesting term. It means it has two meanings. One meaning is to not follow the rules in scriptures. So we think it's not necessary to follow. I follow those things that I like, and I don't follow those things that I don't like. And sometimes I like something, and other times I like something else. So it is explained, Shruti Smriti Purana di Pancharatri Vidim Vina, Aikantiki Harir Bhaktir Utpatayeva Kalpati. That even if one has so-called Aikantiki Bhakti, that means one point in devotional service, if it is not based on Shruti and Smriti, on Shastra basically, it's only disturbance. It's not devotional service, in fact. It's only disturbance. Utpata yeva kalpati. And nothing else. Yes. And other meaning of niyamagraha is that we follow blindly rules and regulations without proper understanding. Classical niyamagraha in everyday life, if, for example, if you're driving a car, but it is enforced by the law, this niyamagraha, and in the middle of the night there is a red light, and no one around, and we stop. In India, they don't stop. They don't have this niyamagraha. But to follow rules for the rules' sake, not for the purpose of the rules, this is niyamagraha. The purpose of red light is that other part of the road is open and that they can go freely without any inconvenience, isn't it? Yeah. And therefore one has to wait on the red light. But if there is no one on the road, then standing on the red light is useless. But if you're caught driving over the red light, you'll get fined. So, yes. So, but we should be careful in devotional service, that we should know why we follow certain rules and why we don't. Yes. Bhajana Sanga, keeping of company of materialists. This will destroy our devotional service. This will destroy our devotional service. Because the birds of the same feather flock together. If you keep the company of drunkards, you will certainly become a drunkard. Why would you else hang out with drunkards? Isn't it? You'll be bored to death to listen to their talking and bragging about how much they drank. Isn't it like this? So we will drink ourselves also, and we will be very much encouraged by all these drinking friends. Yes, you should drink. Don't be a sissy. Yes. So we will drink if we associate with them. And if we associate with alpinists, we'll be also bored to death if we not climb with them. If we just listen where they climbed. And we never saw these mountains before. So we will be bored to death to hear just this. So if we associate with alpinists, we'll definitely start to go to mountains with them, sooner or later. So if we associate with materialists, we'll definitely imbibe their materialistic ideas. No doubt about this. No doubt. Because we are inclined to material enjoyment, because we are conditioned souls from time immemorial. And if we are encouraged in this way, and Maya puts us in this position that we perceive that they're really enjoying. I don't know about German expressions, but in Slovenian we have expression that the grass in the neighbor's lawn is much greener than mine. They have something like this? Same in German. So we perceive that they are enjoying. So we become envious of them. And we also want to enjoy it like them. If we associate with them, because they invoke these desires in our heart. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpaniyamagraha. Bhajana Sangas Shalolyamcha. Lolyam is greed for material things. Greed. Yes, that we have deep desire for something material. Yes. So this greed should be overcome by our intelligence in the beginning. Because if we think of material things, we become attached to them. This is explained by Krishna in the second chapter of Bhagavad-Gita. Yes. Dhyayato vishayam pumsa sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamat krodha vichayate krodat bhavati samoha samohat smriti vibrama smriti brahmshat buddhinashu buddhinashat pranashati. So if you think of material things, we become attached to them. Yes, we want them. And because everything in material life is temporary, we lose them inevitably, even if we get them. So anger is the outcome of material greed, of material desire. Other word for material desire is kama. Have you heard about kama? And anger, other word for anger is kamanuja. This means younger sister of kama, of material desire. Yes, kamanuja. So we should know the consequence of desire is anger. Yes, and Krishna also explains this in third chapter. Kama isha krodha isha rajoguna samudbhava mahashano mahapamma vidyanami havarinam. That this is the most dangerous enemy of the world. All in this demon of karma and krodha eats everything. Yes. Devouring everything. Our character, our devotional service, of course. Jnana Sanga Srololyam Cha Shadbir Bhakti Vinashati. And those 6 things destroy our devotional service. So we should also know what is beneficial for our devotional service. Now we heard about what destroys our devotional service. And it's the next verse explains Utsaha nishcha dharyat tat tat karma pravartanat sanga tyagat satuvriti sadbir bhakti prasidyati. And those 6 things are very beneficial for our devotional service. First is utsaha, great enthusiasm. Without enthusiasm, nothing can be achieved. Nothing. Even in material life. If you are not enthusiastic about something, will be no good in anything. In anything. No sportsman can succeed without enthusiasm. No scientist can succeed without enthusiasm. No, I don't know, artist can succeed without enthusiasm. Yes. So if you want to succeed in any part of your life, you need enthusiasm. And enthusiasm is in fact the sign of life. If you are, Jesus said something interesting, you should be either cold or hot. If you're lukewarm, I will spit you out. So you have to have some enthusiasm in your heart. Otherwise, you're just lukewarm, good for nothing. Yes. And it is said by Martin Luther King Jr., if you don't have anything you are prepared to die for, you have nothing to live for. Yes, so you should be enthusiastic. But your enthusiasm you get from proper understanding of the goal you want to achieve, and by proper association also. If you associate with enthusiastic people, you also become enthusiastic because they will give you this vision. Yes, this is important. Let's do it. So be careful of your association. Nishchaya means to endeavor with confidence. That means that we trust in the process. And this trust is, of course, the part of faith. We discussed this faith already in this seminar. And this faith is coming yadrichaya, somehow or other. No one knows how. But this is explained as a mercy of devotees, or mercy of Krishna, which is expressed through mercy of the devotees. And also explained by acharyas that this mercy comes by our bhakti unmukhi sukriti, or usually we call it agyata sukriti. By performing unknowingly performing devotional service. Yes, then we awaken this desire to hear about devotional service, about God and so on. Yes, and this desire is the sign of mercy. So we should have trust in the path of devotional service. And then is Utsaha Nishchaya Dharyat. We should be patient. We should be patient. Nothing happens overnight. They in the Second World War, they wanted to have in America, they wanted to have atomic bomb immediately. And they pressed these scientists uh, do this atomic bomb in 1 month. And they replied, maybe you heard this reply. They said, it's like you have 9 pregnant women, but in the beginning of pregnancy, and you demand they deliver in 1 month. It's not possible. Yes. So we should be patient. This is the message. We should be patient. And Prabhupada also explains with this pregnancy that if the wife wants a baby, she should be patient and she'll get the baby. If she is married to a proper husband, she'll have a baby. So, yes, we should be patient in devotional service. Nothing happens overnight. No achievement, even in material life, doesn't happen overnight. If you want to become a gold medal Olympic player, you cannot become overnight. Or if you want to become a PhD in some science, we cannot become overnight. And if you want to become a great musician, we cannot become overnight. So this practice and practice and practice. So in devotional service we should practice also. This is injunction of Krishna many times in Bhagavad-Gita says like this. Abhyasa yoga yuktana chitta sanana kamina. Paramam purushandavyam yati partanu chintayan. Before this verse, he says that we should devote all our, we should perform our duty and always think of him. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha. Yes. Mayarpita monobudir mama vaishasya samshaya. So, if you devote your mind and intelligence to me, you will attain me without fail. But then he explains, Abhyasa yoga yuktana chitta sanana gamina. That because we are not accustomed to always think of Krishna 24 hours a day, we should practice. This is a training of our consciousness. Yes, training of our consciousness to always think of Krishna. And so we should be patient and devoted to with enthusiasm to this path of devotional service. Utsaha nishchaya darya tat karma pravartanat. And perform service, of course. Devotional service means service. Doesn't mean, I don't know, just some speculating armchair philosopher. So it means practical work, service for Krishna. And somehow or other, everyone should serve. Yes. Tat karma pravartanat. Sanga tyagat. And here Rupa Goswami stresses, we should give up the association of materialists. Because, as we explained before, if we associate with certain people, we will become like them, most definitely. So if we want to become scientists, we should associate with other scientists, and they have different symposiums and I don't know what, just to associate with one another. And so if we want to become devotees, we must definitely want to give up association of those who distract us from this path. If we don't, We will be attracted to their values and their ideas how to become happy. Because, as I explained, we are pleasure-searching living entities, and we want to be happy. And if we associate with certain people, they have their concepts of how to achieve happiness. And we will believe them. Otherwise, why should we associate with people we don't believe in their happiness? I'm sure here are more or less healthy people, and I believe that none of you are attracted to junkie association. Why we should associate with junkies? But junkies associate with other junkies. They believe that they will achieve happiness in the same way. But we don't believe in their happiness, so we don't associate with them. So we should associate with those who are striving for the same goal as we do. Otherwise, we cannot achieve our goal. No, not possible, because we will develop desires for other goals. Yes. So, yes, Sangha Tyagat Satovritei. And this is also crucial, to follow in the footsteps of saintly personalities. Because we get inspiration from saintly people. I don't know about you, but I came to Krishna consciousness, to spiritual life deeply, just because of saintly personality, and it was Saint Francis of Assisi. Really, I was brought up in Christian family, but only my grandmother was really deeply connected with the Lord. Not my mother and father. He was atheistic, basically. He didn't declare like this, but actually was atheistic. And I was going to this Sunday school, Christian school, once a week. And I considered myself a religious person, to believe in God, to believe in Jesus. And I loved to discuss about God with my grandmother. She was really deep. She was living in the countryside in some hills in Slovenia. And when we were working outside in the field or in the lawns, and when it banged noon in the church, we stopped and we prayed a part of Rosemary. Do you know what is Rosemary? It's Christian prayer on beads. So at noon we prayed like this. And then in the evening when we came home, she was listening to Radio Vatican when they prayed Rosemary in Latin. And she prayed in Slovenian Rosemary. And I was playing with a firewood. And she listened to these prayers of Rosemary in Latin so much that I learned in Latin this Ave Maria prayer. And I still know it in Latin, although I never learned Latin at all. Just by listening to it. So I was inclined to spiritual life from my earliest childhood. And I attended this Christian school once a week in Franciscan church. So I was familiar with Francis of Assisi, and I was impressed also as a child with him, but nothing serious. And then during my uni time, I was not so much deep in religion, in prayer. Before I was praying, although I was a punk rocker as a youth. uh, but I kept my faith, and I was praying every evening. But then in the uni time, I lost this connection. But when I was writing a diploma, I write the diploma on ethics, universal ethics, and I studied also Christian saints, and then I encountered Saint Francis of Assisi again, and I was completely overtaken by his example, and so much so that I wanted to become a Christian missionary. To completely dedicate my life to God, like Francis. So I told this story just to get the idea how important it is to follow the footsteps of great saintly personalities. Because we'll get enthusiasm, we'll get inspiration, we'll get connection, and we'll be blessed by their devotion, by their mercy. If we meditate on someone, we'll definitely imbibe some of their qualities, of their mood, of their devotion, or abhava, anti-devotion, if they're materialists. So we should be very careful to whom we devote our heart in any way or form. Yes, and these 6 items will our devotional service will prosper. Much time was needed for this explanation, I can see. It's over 8 o'clock, and we didn't touch the today's topic yet. Sorry?
Anartha-Nivritti. We wanted to talk about Anartha-Nivritti.
Yes. We wanted to talk about Anartha-Nivritti, but this was the introduction. What to do? I don't want to keep you too much.
What about Sunday?
Yes, we can speak on Sunday on this. You'll be here? Yes. You're interested to hear about Anartha-Nivritti? Okay. Then today's class is Introduction to Anartha-Nivritti. Okay. Is there any questions or comments?
Just also something organizational and technical. A part of us, a small group, will be leaving tomorrow to Nuremberg. So we will be taking breakfast latest at 9, maybe 8:45. So I'm just telling you in advance, please forgive us, or don't think that we are bored or something of tomorrow morning's lecture. Just a group of us will be leaving at 9:15, so we need to take breakfast 10 minutes earlier.
Okay.
I hope you give us your blessings.
Okay, of course. Hare Krishna. That means, yes, morning class is from 8 to 9, from 7:45 to 9.
Yes. Prabhupada suggested maybe we could finish Guru Puja earlier. We don't have to keep going until the altar closes. So I think whenever you come, 7:40 even, we could start the lecture.
Okay. So tomorrow morning we have a session on how to bring, how to raise our children to Krishna consciousness, which is also important theme. And it's question and answer session. but we'll also have some introduction, not so long. You wanted to say something?
Was just wondering, you mentioned this verse from the Bhagavatam. Is this birth of faith, Jata Shraddhas, is it related anyhow to the to not being disgusted or to attach to the material world? So are these two related, or are these just some listed points to attain Siddha?
Yes, that means that we are not too much attached to material world, not disakto. Yadrichaya mat katado, jata shradastuyah puman, na nirvina nati sakto, bhakti-yogosya siddhida. Devotees are not too attached to material life, and they are not too disgusted with material life also. If we are too much disgusted with everything, we have adhikar for jnana, is explained by Krishna. Because if you are too much disgusted, we just want to get out. And this is not beneficial for devotional service. Just to get liberated, to get out of this world, if you are really disgusted. But proper understanding is that everything is Krishna's energy. Everything is meant for Krishna's pleasure. So everything it is spiritual, in fact. Material is just the consequence of our false consciousness. Wrongly directed consciousness. So, devotee is not either attached to material things nor repelled by them, but sees everything in the proper perspective, that everything belongs to Krishna. And I'm here just to serve. I'm not entitled to enjoy material life. And either I'm not entitled to destroy everything around myself or my own existence. I also exist for the Lord's pleasure. Yes, either devotee has this consciousness that teno kampam susamikshamano bunjana evatma kritam vipakam hritvakva purpir vidadan namasti jivitayo mukti pade sadayabhak. So even if different sufferings are coming, I'm certain that all these sufferings are mercy of the Lord, and I glorify the Lord with all my heart, and my words and my actions. And such an attitude is then the liberation becomes your rightful claim. It's explained in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is devotee's attitude. I don't want to destroy everything. I don't want to destroy my existence. I want to exist for Lord pleasure. And even if I suffer because of my own misdeeds, I'll take this as Krishna's mercy and devote my life to his pleasure. Yes, so is this answered your question, or was something?
I was wondering if there is a connection with faith.
With faith.
Between Shraddha and not being disgusted or attached. Is there any connection? Is faith dependent on it?
Yes, it is, in fact. Because we have faith in the Lord. And we have faith that His Bhoktaram Yagatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, that He is the Lord of everything, He is the enjoyer, and everything is for His pleasure. If we are materialists, so we don't have this faith in the Lord, then we are attached to material life. And if we are liberationists, yes, if you are Mayavadis or Brahmavadis, and we don't have this faith in the Lord, then we want to destroy our existence. We are disgusted with this material life. So this is just the two faces of the same coin. Attachment and repulsion is the same feeling. Is in fact attachment. Both is attachment. Yes. So when we develop faith to the Lord, then we realize that I'm not enjoyer, so I'm not attached, nor detached from this world, but I use it for Lord's pleasure. Yes. Like one who works in the bank, for example. If he wants to enjoy the money of the bank, puts it in his pocket, he's a culprit and he'll be punished. As simple as this. And if he's disgusted and he doesn't want to perform his duty as an employee, he'll be also punished because he doesn't perform his duty. But devotee is like proper employee. So he doesn't put any money in his pocket, but he uses it in the for the interest of the company. That means Krishna in this. Okay? Yes, please.
So in the morning, like we say, the offense is like maintaining the material attachments is also an offense. So now here I am committing an offense by having attachments, but on the other end, then will it help me to create the test in holy name? Because for an example, I have this phone, I use it for a year, then it is difficult to leave this phone. Or if it is lost, I feel myself attached. Oh, where is my phone? I get anxiety. Or even like our Goswamis, I heard they used to leave under a tree for one night and then used to go for another place because they shouldn't get attached. Now I am living here, maybe I get attached to a bed as well because I want to sleep in that bed only so that I get a sleep. So if I'm attached, then will I ever get in taste? Because I'm committing the offense as well over here.
Yes, this is correct. So you should use your intelligence and get rid of attachments. Of course, we should be attached to pleasing Krishna. So if we use something, for example, these kartals, for Lord's pleasure, we should be careful not to lose them. We should be attached to keeping them properly, because they are meant for Krishna's service. If we use the phone for service of Krishna, then it's proper to be careful about maintenance of the phone. But if we use it for some sense enjoyment, then it's detrimental for our devotional service. Yes, we should have proper perspective for everything in our life. Maybe it looks like the same action maybe seems the same outwardly, but if performed by different consciousness, it has different effect. For example, Bhima fought the war in Kurukshetra and Duryodhana also. But their achievements were completely different. But outwardly seemed completely the same. They wanted to achieve kingdom. both. Yes, but one was a devotee and one was not a devotee. Yes. So attachment to devotional service is good, and attachment to any other things is not good. Even if is something really insignificant, we may say. There is one story. One of my godbrothers in Chopati they don't have beds. They're brahmacharis in Chopati. They go to sleep anywhere they want on the floor. And so I think one of my godbrothers became attached to sleeping, I don't know, in front of Prabhupada or somewhere. And he considered this his place. If some other devotees wanted to sleep there, he said, "This is my place. Find some other place." And everyone knew that this is his place, and they didn't disturb him because he was a senior devotee, and so they left this place for him. And then Maharaj heard of this. And then one night he went to this place. And he covered himself by chadar. And this devotee came and started, hey, this is my place. Go away. And then Maharaj turned and, "Oh, you want me to go away?" And he realized his mistake immediately, and his improper attitude and his attachment to a material place. So, yes, even small things, we should not consider them unimportant. If we notice that we are attached, even if we are not able to get rid of these attachments, we should consider them as our enemies. That we should feel sorry. Yes, I need to get rid of these attachments. I can't, somehow or other, I cannot. For example, it is said in Bhagavatam that I take firm vow that I will not do these things. But when the time comes, I'm doing it. I'm doing them. So, but even I will continue with my devotional service. Even if Brahma comes and preaches me not to perform devotional service anymore, I will continue. I have such firm determination. So we should have this idea. I want to get rid of my material attachments, and then that means that we are on the path of pure devotional service. We are not pure yet, but we are following the path. But if we consider these small attachments to be okay, it's not such a big thing, that we are not on the path of pure devotional service. And this is crucial, because our sadhya, our goal, depends on our sadhana. And if we don't perform pure devotional service, if our sadhana is not pure devotional service, our goal will not be pure devotional service. This we should understand. Even if it's so small attachment as lying in front of Prabhupada on the floor. And yes, Prabhupada said, if you have a desire for one tablet of chocolate, will get the body to taste it. Yes, it's like this. So we should get rid of material desires. Anything else? Yes, please.
It was interesting to hear first that our faithful practice and devotional service needs that we are not too much attached nor too much averse to matter. And then you were also mentioning all the things that one should not be involved with. So I'm hearing that we don't overeat, we don't over-endeavor, we don't associate with materially inclined people for the pleasure of Krishna. So that should be the mentality. But if you try to avoid something, then it's so easy to slot into that mentality that I'm avoiding, I'm averse. So maybe you can say a word about
Yes, I understand your point. Yes, you're right. These recommendations are not meant for meditation. I don't want to go to their company. You understand? If you meditate about their company and with this idea that I want to stay away from them, that means you are attached to them. In fact, because you never consider, I shouldn't go to the company of junkies. Do you think about the company of junkies? No. You don't. This idea even doesn't cross your mind, of course, because you're not attached. So this injunction is not to meditate. No, I don't want. But just to have clear idea what is good and what is beneficial and what is not. Not to meditate on how to avoid association of materialists. That just we should know. Yes, it's in certain circumstances I will have some material association, but I should not associate with them. As Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, when these circumstances come, we have strictly business association. Whatever needed, okay, but not involved our heart. Of course, we can try to give them Krishna in some way or another. If they're interested, we talk to them. If they're not interested, we can give them prasadam. If they even are not interested in prasadam, we can at least pray for them, but not associate with them in their mood. Yes, then it's strictly business. But it's not the thing that we should meditate and like you don't meditate to not associate with junkies. Yes. So it's just the instruction how to live our devotional life that will not be confused in certain situation. Yes. And of course it's beneficial to know it's not good to overeat. So I should control my senses. And of course, we know we should control our senses if we want to achieve anything. There was an experiment maybe you have heard about it, by scientific research, in fact, about small children. They were promised candies if they can wait for a certain time or something. Have you heard about this?
The longer they wait, the more they get.
Yes, yes.
Emotional intelligence.
Sorry?
Emotional intelligence experiment.
Like they get one candy in
Yeah.
front of them.
Yes.
And they say if you wait 5 minutes, you get another one.
Yes, yes, like this, yes, yes. Exactly. And then they discovered that those who were able to control, over the years, they were much more successful in their life than those who couldn't wait. So, if we want to achieve anything in our life, we have to be self-controlled. And of course, this is a recommendation. Not eat too much, not eat, as Krishna explains in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad-Gita. Yukta hara viharasya, yukta chesasya karmasu, yukta svapnava bodhasya, yogo bhavati duhkaha. That we should be moderate in our sleep, in our work, in recreation, in everything we do in our life. We should be balanced. Of course, to be balanced is the most difficult task. It's easier to be really austere or to really give in to sense enjoyment than to be just balanced. To be really balanced. So yes, we should control our senses, but not, I have to control myself. Then we are just mental, not intelligent, in fact. And then if we meditate on something really hard, then mind at some time will explode, and it's like a monkey who is kept by force on some chain. When you release it, it will jump all around and break everything. Yes.
So could one say that emotionally and mentally we should be involved with some positive goal, and for that sake then we just do it, like adjust everything else?
Yes, we should devote ourselves to service of Krishna, with all our mind and heart and meditation. This is the process. Okay, I think we are much over time. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Pramanandi. Please, Hare Krishna.